Good morning students, how are you all? I hope you are all fine and doing good. So students, today I am coming here up with the second part of the chapter, the desert. So I hope you have remember what I have taught in the previous chapter, okay, in the previous video, part 1, okay. I have taught about the first part of the chapter, and now here I am going to complete the remaining part of the chapter. Clear? Okay, so I think you must have remember what have I taught in the previous video. Okay, so let's have a short recap. Now see here, it was about the desert. Okay, so here it was said that many people hold the opinion that a desert is nothing more than an endless stretch of land. Furthermore, people have the impression of deserts that they are thin, dry, waterless, hot and without shelter. So people hold a negative opinion about deserts. So, in contrast to general opinion, deserts are beautiful places on earth. Furthermore, deserts are home to a variety of plants and animals. It is certainly a rare precious site where desert bloom exists as rainfall takes place. So, there is no difference between the desert and a tropical land, because deserts are also filled with hills and mountains, okay, and it is not necessary that a desert must be a flat land. There is also an oasis which is similar to a green island. Fine. An oasis is similar to a green island that we can find in the middle of the desert. We can find anywhere in the middle of the desert. Okay. Desert may consist of green plants and trees. Such plants and trees certainly provide comfort and shelter. So, earlier we were thinking that desert is a very hot and dry area. Okay, it is waterless, but it is nothing like that, because even in desert there are many green plants and trees. Such plants and trees certainly provide comfort and shelter. Okay, so if there are trees, that means they would provide us shelter, they would provide us with rain, they would provide us comfort. Furthermore, desert can also consist of springs. So, a desert is a hot region, but it can also be as cold as Ladakh. Sand dunes are mounds comprising of a heap of sand that tend to move and shift endlessly at the time of strong winds. So, whenever there is strong wind, sand dunes are formed. Okay. How are they formed? They are formed when the heavy winds carry all the sand from one place and make it settle to the other place. Okay. And that heap of sand is called sand dunes. Next. Okay. So, very few plants are able to survive on the shifting mounds of desert. Living things that are desert adapted are able to deal with the scarcity of water. So, we all know that there is water in desert, but it is not in abundance. Okay, there is not much water. Okay, we all know that there is scarcity of water. Still, there are many animals, many plants or insects, we can say, who are able to survive in desert. Okay. So, who are they? Let us have a look now. Now, see. Camel is a desert animal that is known as the ship of the desert. Okay. So, what is camel known as? What is the nickname of camel? The nickname of camel is the ship of the desert, because in desert it is only the ship which is used, it is only the camel which is used as the means of transport. Okay. So, it is called the ship of desert. Let me erase and show you once again. Yes, see now. Can you see this? Ship. So, when do we use ship? We use ship when we have to cross the oceans. Okay, when we have to go from one end to another end and on water, then we use ship. Clear? So, camel is also desert is also like an ocean. Clear? It is also like an ocean, but in desert there are sand, whereas in ocean there are water. Clear? So, here now in desert it is very vast. Okay, desert is very vast. So, the means of transport in desert is the camel. That is why camel is known as the ship of the desert. Clear? Next, this animal, that means camel, can survive without water for days. So, camels are able to live without water for many days. They can go without water for many days. How are they able to survive? They are able to survive because they store lots of water on their back, which is known as hump. Okay, hump provide not only water to them but also nourishment. Clear? Okay, so it is only with the help of hump that the camels are able to survive in the long run. Okay, they are able to live without drinking water for many days. Clear? Okay, and upon getting water, camel drink plenty of water at one time, and whenever they get a chance to drink water, camel drinks plenty of water at one time. Why does it do so? Because they have got a hump on their back. Okay, they have got a hump on their back. So, in this hump they store water. Clear? So, this is the reason why they drink water, plenty of water at one time, and then for 3, 4, 5 days they take water from here and then they hydrate themselves. Clear to everyone? Next, camels also sweat very little and can bear high body temperature. So, camels can sweat very little. What is sweat? Sweat is perspiration which comes out from our body when our body is overheated. Okay, in Hindi it is called pasina. So, camels sweat very little, they don't sweat much. Okay, and this animal can tolerate high body temperature. That means even if the temperature of their body increases, still they are able to survive. Clear? This is because the bodies of camels are different from our bodies. And how are they able to survive? They are able to survive because their bodies are different from our bodies. Unlike camels means not like camels. Okay, we human beings, not like camels, have to sweat to keep our bodies cool and maintain the appropriate temperature. Okay, so if we talk about human beings, what do? We sweat a lot. Fine, we sweat a lot. Why? To keep our bodies cool. So, if you happen to see a fat man and a thin man, so can you tell me who must be sweating more, a fat man or a thin man? What is the answer? The correct answer is a fat man. A fat man sweats more than a thin man. So, what is the reason behind it? The reason behind is that a fat man has more fats in his body. Okay, more fats are accumulated in his body. So, this is the reason why he gets heated very fast. Very quickly his body temperature rises up. So, in order to maintain his body temperature, he sweats a lot. So, the more he sweats, the more his body will be cooled. Clear? Now, if you talk about a thin person do not sweat much. Okay, why? Because he doesn't have much fat in his body, and so he doesn't get heated up very fast. Clear? This is the reason why a thin man sweats very little. But if you see the same man, okay, if he has become fatter, if he happened to become fatter in his future life, then what would happen? The same person would also sweat more. Clear? Why? because of his fat which is accumulated in his body. Clear? So what the chapter tells here is that we, okay, that means we human beings, we are not like camels. Okay, we are not like camels. Unlike means not like. We, unlike camels, have to sweat to keep our bodies cool and maintain the appropriate temperature. Clear to everyone? Okay. Next. Okay. Smaller desert animals hide in underground burrows. Okay, and if you find small desert animals, you can even consider insects. Okay, small desert animals and insects, what do? They hide in underground burrows. Why do they hide? They hide themselves in order to escape the heat, okay, the atmospheric heat. So see, smaller desert animals hide in underground burrows. This allows them to escape the extreme desert temperature. Fine? They hide in order to escape the extreme desert temperature. Extreme means hot. Okay, too hot desert temperature. Furthermore, these animals get water as per their requirements from plants and the moistures of meat. Okay, so these animals, what do? They eat plants and other moisture and other animals in order to get moisture from their meat. Fine? I hope you know what is meat. Meat is flesh. Okay? So, we all know that in bodies, okay, in human bodies, we have got lots of water. Fine? Similarly, even in animals, they have lots of water. So, bigger animals, they try to eat the smaller animals or insects when they are thirsty. Clear? So, after eating, what do they get? They get the requirements of the water. Okay, their body needs water, so they eat other insects or other animals, and they restores all the water from their body into their own body. Fine? Next, desert plants like cactus are able to store water. Okay, now I think you know what, I hope you know what is cactus. Okay, it is a kind of shrub like this, and then it grows from here, it grows, okay, it grows like this, and then there are thorns, this is cactus. I hope you all know what is cactus. Okay, so this cactus stores water in them. Okay, this cactus stores water in them. Fine? Okay. Okay. I repeat, desert plants like cactus are able to store water thanks to their thick stems. See, this is cactus. Let me draw. This is cactus. Okay. This is cactus. So this is cactus. Okay. Now see, their stems are very thick. Okay, thick means mote. Fine. Now see, even the cover, okay, the covering are very fat, are very thicker. These coverings are very thicker. So with this hard shell, the water which is inside this cactus is unable to escape out. They cannot escape out. Clear? So this plant, cactus, stores much water in them. Okay, and camels, you can say camels, okay, especially camels eat this plant in order to get water. When they are thirsty, they eat this plant. Clear? Okay. Such plants lack deep roots, and these plants, their roots are not deep. Okay, they lack. Lack means kami. They lack deep roots. Their roots are not deep. Why are their roots not deep? Because they are in desert and everywhere there is scarcity of water. Fine. Hence, they absorb rainwater because they are close to the surface, and this is the reason why they absorb. Absorb means to collect. They absorb rainwater. So, whenever there is rainfall, okay, whenever there is rainfall, then these roots, okay, these roots, it collects water and it stores in their stems. Clear to everyone? Okay. Now, where are their roots? Their roots are very close to the surface. Okay, surface, you know what is surface? Surface means ground. Okay, so their roots are very close to the surface. Okay, next. Yes, now see, variation of temperature and dryness are distinct features of desert. So, what is an important features of desert? The important features of desert are dryness, okay, variation of temperature. That means the temperature at daytime is very hot, at night is very cold. Okay, so variation of temperature and dryness are the distinct features of desert. The moisture of the humid climate is missing in the desert, and the moisture means wetness. Moisture means wetness. Okay, the moisture of the humid climate is missing in the desert. So, now if we talk about the tropical rainforest, or if we talk about the tropical land, then there are lots of rainfall. Okay, when there are lots of rainfall, then even the atmosphere is damp. Damp means gila. Okay, but in whereas in desert the climate is always dry. So, the moisture of humid climate is missing in the desert. Clear? Due to the lack of this blanket, desert land heats up rapidly as well as cool off rapidly at night. So, because there is lack of this blanket, okay, that means dampness is not there, there is no moisturizer, okay, there is no moisturizer, and so this is the reason why desert are very hot in daytime and very cool at night time. Right? So, due to the lack of humidity, desert land heat up rapidly. Rapidly means फट से, तेजी से. Desert lands heat up rapidly as well as cool off rapidly at night. Clear? Next. Desert is certainly a gift of nature to everyone. As such, its importance is the same as that of others gifts of nature like forest and ocean. Okay. So, we cannot say that desert is not a gift of nature. Desert is also a gift of nature to us. Okay. So, it is the creation of nature. ठीक है, कुदरत का बनाया हुआ चीज है. So, even this desert has its importance similar to forest and ocean. Clear? Most noteworthy, one must not detest desert, but rather should consider them as a blessing of nature. So, we should not take desert as a curse, but we should consider them as a blessing of nature. So, desert is a blessing of nature and we are able to enjoy it because there are many people who are living in the deserts. Okay? If you talk about Rajasthan of India, Okay, and if you talk about Afghanistan and Sahara Desert, all these are deserts. Okay, but it is not that people do not reside there. There are many huge buildings. Okay, it is a very developed place, very developed countries, right? So that means this shows that even people they reside there. Okay, so we should not think that desert is a curse. Desert is not a curse, but it is a blessing of nature. It is also one of the blessing of nature. Okay, so I hope the chapter is clear to you, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.